It's trivia on Batman, Gumby, Betty Boop, and all things Bendable as I tour NJ Croce in Laverne, California, and learn about licensing franchises for production. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out this show, and I got a very special episode for you today. It's me on location in Laverne, California, where I live, and I am learning all about how products get licensed, from the licensee to the licensor and all those different things, from Gumby to Betty Boop to Batman and all the stuff in between. This is my friend Spencer. He is a events coordinator over at Last Name Brewing in Upland, California. I found out his dad, Nick, runs this company, NJ Croce, and has since 1981. And they began licensing Gumby products and have moved on to so many bigger and better things, from Warner Brothers to DC to anything you can think of. And I stopped by the offices. I brought some of my collectibles, such as my Batman 66 car with bendable figures in it and a bendable Riddler figure as well. And I got to see the whole process of how they make things, how they license things, and just got to kind of explore their very cool offices in Laverne. So this is a video. You can watch the whole video on my YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search Trivia with Buds. You'll find my channel right away. And there's tons of videos. We put a video up of every podcast and vice versa. I put podcasts up of every video. So this is the audio from one of those videos, and you can watch the whole thing and see some of the cool toys that Nick has for sale at his office. He has a big catalog. If you want to order anything, you can go to NJ Croce, CROCE.com, or just search NJ Croce and you'll find them right away as well. So we're going to jump into this episode. You'll learn some stuff and listen to some fun stories from Nick. He's a real character. And then he'll ask me some trivia, and you can play along with trying to answer those questions, and that'll be today's episode. We're going to jump into that audio right about now. Hey, what's up? It's Ryan Buds, and I'm here in Laverne, California at NJ Croce, a licensor of amazing bendable products like the bendable figures in this Batman 66 car and this bendable Joker, just to name a few amongst Gumby and Betty Boop products and a million other things you've heard of. Now, I have these products, I collect these, and in the bottom corner it says Laverne, California, and I thought, wow, that's happening in my own backyard. I gotta go find out more about this. So my friend Spencer let me in on a tip, and that tip was that his dad, Nick, runs the whole company. So I'm gonna go talk to my friend Nick Croce and see what it's like to license amazing franchises into bendable products. Let's go check it out. I'm here with Mr. Nick Croce at NJ Croce in Laverne, California. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing great today.
Nick, we just went on a wild goose chase running around. You're trying to pick up some Betty Boop t-shirts. Mm-hmm. We didn't get them, but they are hot off the presses. They just got to be boxed up. How do you feel about that? How are those going to sell? You think those are going to sell pretty well?
I call Steady Betty, Steady Betty.
Steady Betty.
Yep.
She's always doing well.
Steady.
People always love Betty Boop.
Going and going, yeah.
What do you think it is about Betty Boop that people can't get enough of?
They can never tell me. I ask them and they just, I don't know, there's something I like about Betty.
Is it more females or males that are buying Betty Boop stuff?
Mostly female. There's some guys. There's some guys that like Betty.
Yeah. Very good. Now, you run this whole place. Your name is in the sign out front. Mm-hmm. And can you tell me a little bit about the history of licensing products to sell for different types of memorabilia?
How we got started in this business, real quick. My father has been in the giftware industry since 1953 as a commissioned sales rep.
Okay.
He wanted to start his own business, so he hooked up with a man from Uncle. Mine's going TV here now. A man from Holland. Yeah. And we started importing brassware from Europe.
Very good.
All right. Did that for about a year and a half. It started fizzling out. What are we going to do next? One day my dad comes home and says, "Hey, Nicky, we're going to do Gumby." I said, "Gumby?"
Gumby.
Gumby, Dad, Gumby's dead. I watched it when I was a kid. What do you want to do Gumby for? He said, "Nicky, it's coming back."
What year was he telling you it was coming back?
1983.
83. And Gumby was what, 60s originally?
Gumby was originally actually late 50s. He was started in 1956.
Okay.
Got very popular in the 60s.
Gotcha.
And then just went away.
And then your dad had this idea it's coming back in the mid-80s.
Yeah.
And it kind of did, because I remember watching it as a kid, right?
Early 80s. Yeah. It made a comeback.
Very cool.
The kids grew up with them.
So what was the next step after he said, we're doing Gumby?
Well, we met with Art Clokey, the creator of Gumby, and Gloria Clokey, his wife. And we met at a Indian restaurant in Santa Monica.
Okay.
We parked. We had lunch with him, and then after our lunch, he had an agreement ready for us. And
wow.
So we gave him, I believe it was $3,500 as an advance and guarantee on the agreement.
Okay.
And went to a copy shop, made photocopies of it, and we signed, by the way, the agreement on the hood of his 67 Plymouth Valiant.
The creator of Gumby.
Yeah, he was driving an old Valiant, wasn't doing really well at the time, but
wow.
Gumby made his comeback, and he was able to buy a new house and do all kinds of great things.
And the creator of Gumby, what was his name?
Art Croce.
Art Croce.
Yeah.
They used to live in Covina, California, which is just like 1 or 2 towns over.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The whole Gumby fortune is just a couple towns over.
Yeah, little house in Covina.
Yeah.
And it was produced.
The house is made of clay. We should mention that.
It does have a green Gumby room. We actually know the people who live there.
And they still have the green Gumby room?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
we know their neighbors too. It's a
interesting.
small world.
Okay.
We go there on Danehurst Drive, I think it is. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And are there still Gumby products that are selling to this day?
I hope so. I'm selling them.
Very
right
cool.
up there.
We got some Gumbies right up there. Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, so it all started with Gumby back in the mid-'80s for you guys. What was the next big franchise you kind of took on?
We've done several, but the next big one I would just say Betty Boop.
Betty Boop. Yeah. Okay, very
Betty
cool.
Betty Boop became, we started with Betty Boop in 1985, and at first she started off kind of creaky, slow, but then she just took off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at your catalog. We got Spock there on the cover. I have a dog named Spock because he's got ears just like that.
Cool.
And we got Spock, we got Batman, Superman. If you flip through your catalog, tons of superhero type products, many of which I have on a shelf at my house, I think. So I think I'm in the right place for being a collector. You also have some newer products in here. Jelly bath, slime and jelly bath.
Slime bath.
What do you think is the childhood obsession with slime and squish and all these new toys for kids that are just everywhere I go? There's scented, squishy stuff that's not edible but looks edible, you know what I mean? And making slime at home. Why do you think that has caught on in the 2010s?
I don't know. Kids just like things that they're just like lemmings that are just all attracted to one thing at the same time.
There you go.
Yeah, just no explanation for it.
Very good. Now tell me a little bit about what goes into the process of like licensing these things. These products are all made, I'm guessing, overseas for the most part?
Yes.
And so they're made in places like China and things like that. But to be able to make those as a company, you have to license those from Warner Brothers or from DC or 20th Century Fox and all these different things, right?
Exactly.
So what is the process of doing that? You just kind of get these relationships going and
yeah.
Just like that first one where you signed on the
Our first relationship was with Art Croce, introduced by a mutual friend, and one just leads to another.
Sure. Very cool.
Yeah.
And what would you say is the biggest franchise you guys are working with these days?
Right now, it would be DC Comics.
DC Comics. And you got all the Bendables for Batman, Batman 66, Batman the Animated Series, many of which I grew up loving quite a bit.
Yeah.
Have you always been a big Batman guy yourself?
I've always loved Batman.
Love it.
He's
What do you
the
think
best.
is the most relatable thing about Bruce Wayne or The Dark Knight?
Well, I think the fact that he always gets the bad guys.
Yeah.
And he's really cool, and he's got lots of money and toys.
Yeah.
And he gets the bad guys.
Yeah. I think the highlight of what you just said is money and toys, which is what you have to have in life to keep a business like this running, right?
Yeah.
Very good. Money and toys. That's what I'm after. Money and toys. So now we are outside of Nick's office and we are amongst all of the amazing types of memorabilia he sells. What is some of your favorite type of things you guys sell? Is it mostly just the bendable stuff?
Bendables.
Yep.
I have a particular affinity for Gumby.
You love the Gumby.
I love Gumby.
You grew up watching Gumby. You sell Gumby.
Sure did.
Very, very cool. And you prepared some trivia questions for me. Now, this is different. Usually I am the trivia master. But today, I said, can you think of a couple of topics I can ask you questions on? And he actually wrote me 10 questions. So we'll see how I fare against the Bendable Masters trivia questions.
All right.
Let's see what we got, Nick.
Here you go, Ryan.
All right.
For number one.
Yes.
What is the name of Gumby's pony pal?
Gumby. Now, I grew up watching, I think,
Easy.
reruns. The blockheads were the villains, right?
Yeah.
They were villains, always jumping around and stuff. And I'm going to say it is Pokey the horse. Is it Pokey?
Yep, and he's a pony.
Oh, he's a pony,
He's
not a horse.
pony.
Do we have a Pokey handy here? Is there a Pokey handy?
Should always have a pokey on.
They have a Jesus. This is the next best thing. If you can't find Pokey,
Here you go.
look for
Pokey.
Jesus. Very good. Bendable Jesus and Pokey. Very good. Bendable Jesus, I love that.
Yeah.
Here's some other cool stuff. We got a nice Felix the cat and his, what's in that bag? What is that called? The magical bag of tricks?
That's his magic bag of tricks.
Very cool.
You can find anything in that bag.
You can find anything in that bag. Very good. All right, question number 2. What do you got?
All right, this is a little more difficult.
Okay.
What is the name of Gumby's yellow dinosaur friend?
Gumby's yellow dinosaur friend. What kind of dinosaur was it? Was it like a Stegosaurus-y looking dinosaur?
He had little
ridges
on the back.
plates.
Looked like a very friendly dinosaur.
I'm gonna say Stego because I don't know the answer. But Stego rhymes with ego, and those are kind of a yellow box, and he's yellow, so that's my guess. Stego.
His name is Prickle.
Prickle.
Yep.
He's prickly.
Yep.
Very good.
Art Cloaky said there are 2 kinds of people: prickly people and the other kind, nice and friendly.
Nice and friendly. He's prickly. Very good.
Prickly. Yep.
All right, we just learned that. Prickle, the yellow dinosaur from Gumby.
Yep.
What do you got for question number 3?
What's it? Okay, we're going to Simpsons now.
Okay, Simpsons. And that you guys do Simpsons? Oh yeah, here's a nice bag.
Yeah.
You got a nice bag here. These are looks like the whole family.
Yeah.
Bunch of Barts, bunch of Santa's Little Helpers and Homers and things like that. Those must be a great seller because Simpsons is just so worldly known.
Well, you know the name of their dogs. So
I do.
You already know that. So
Yes.
that's not on here. I was thinking about it. That might be a little too easy.
Okay.
Okay, I thought
Simpsons trivia.
the first episode.
Okay.
Of Simpsons.
Oh, the first ever.
The very first ever episode.
Now, are we talking when they were on the Tracy Ullman show or when they were their own show?
Good question.
Yeah.
Their own show.
All right. First episode.
What's the name of it?
I want to say it's something to do with the holidays. So I'm going to say like a Simpsons Family Christmas.
Simpsons roasting on an open fire.
Ah, yes. Simpsons roasting. I definitely have seen that in print before. Simpsons roasting on an open fire, first episode of The Simpsons. See, I learn something new every day, even as a trivia host. What's funny, when I go play trivia, I never know anything. It's like I only know the stuff that I know. You know, only the stuff that I happen to think of for a trivia question. We got number 4 coming from Nick. What do you got next?
Another Simpsons question.
Okay.
When did it air?
Like when did it debut?
Yeah.
First year?
Very first debut. That you don't need to get the exact date, but at least maybe the year and the month.
I think that
Probably get the month right.
It's a couple years after I was born. I want to say The Simpsons debut because I think next year's the 30th anniversary, which would be 2019. So I'm going to say it debuted in 1988.
Close.
It was 89.
89.
Oh wait. I, based on what I said, should have said 89. Yes, I'm a real dum-dum. Okay, so 1989, good question.
December 17th, 1989.
December 17th of 89, very good. And question number 5.
All right, I think we already gave this away. What did Felix the cat always carry with him?
His magical bag of tricks.
You got it.
You can have anything in there. I just learned that from Nick. Nice job.
And what was Betty Boop's most famous favorite expression? What did she say?
Betty Boop's most famous expression was something with her name. I think it was like boop-a-loop. With boop-a-loop-a-doop?
Close.
Boop-boop-a-doop.
Boop, yep. Boop, oop-a-doop.
Boop-oop-a-doop.
Boop-boop-a-doop.
That was terrifying. Do you ever find yourself saying that? Maybe when you are, feeling nice and handsome or
I
anything?
say a lot of things.
Yeah. You get dressed up for a wedding, you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, ooh, boop boop a doop.
Yeah.
I do that. I'm gonna start doing that more often. All right.
Now, she had a creepy clown friend. What was his name?
She had that's the next question.
Very creepy clown.
Creepy clown friend
sell
for Betty
that clown.
Boop?
Nobody wanted
No one wants the clown?
No, never made the clown, but she had a clown.
See, people love the Joker, but not this clown.
Not this clown, no. He's creepy.
I'm gonna say his name was Stego. Was it Stego? The Stegosaurus clown?
Coco.
Coco!
Yeah.
And what was this clown? Do you have is there a Coco figure? You said no one buys it.
No, I never made one.
No one made it?
Thankfully, no.
Very good.
I have to dig up an old style guy to find Coco.
Very good. Coco the clown from Betty Boop.
Yeah,
Okay.
Some horror movie. All right, but she did have a cute dog, a little puppy, a little white puppy. What was his name?
What was Betty Boop's puppy's name?
Little white puppy.
Little cute dog. Bobo.
Pudgy.
Pudgy. Did the Pudgy products ever sell?
Not really. With
No?
Betty, it was okay, but
Okay.
by himself, he wouldn't sell.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
People like the accessory of the little dog. Pudgy the white dog. Betty Boop. Okay.
Yeah.
How many questions do you have left? Couple.
I got lots.
Oh, here we go.
All right. Popeye had his.
Yeah.
Okay, Popeye had a nemesis.
Sure.
But this nemesis actually had 2 different names. Early in the first episode, he was named one thing, and they changed his name in later episodes.
Yes.
It was a copyright licensing issue.
Sure.
They gave him a new name. What was his original name?
Original name Hitler, new name Super Hitler. Was that Popeye's enemy? Were those some deleted episodes?
Could have been.
Could have been. I think I know the second one is it Bluto?
Bluto is the first one.
Oh, and then
he got,
that's interesting.
Then he got a new name, yeah.
Oh, because I feel like it would have been like Joe, and then they switched it to
very
Bluto.
Close.
To Bluto.
Close. Very close to Bluto.
Blimpo? Something like that? No?
I can give it to you if you want.
You can give it to me.
Brutus. Yep.
So now, like, in modern day Popeye lore, his name is Brutus.
His name is Brutus. The original Bluto is public domain.
Oh, okay.
They had to give him a name they could own, so they gave him Brutus.
Is his name, is that character in the Robin Williams Popeye movie? As Bluto?
Yeah, well, I don't know what his name was. Probably was Brutus.
Okay, interesting.
Probably Brutus, yeah.
Interesting. That's a good piece of trivia. I definitely wouldn't have known that one.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Mr. Bill's show. Where did it air?
Mr. Bill?
Mr. Bill.
The sketch. Saturday Night Live.
You got it?
Very good, Mr. Bill.
And his favorite expression?
Oh no? Was he like, oh no? Oh no, with a high-pitched voice? Do you guys sell the squeezy Mr. Bills?
I sell a bendable Mr. Bill.
A bendable Mr. Bill. Yeah. Everything you sell is pretty much bendable.
Everything's bendable, yeah. He's down there somewhere.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Then we have, I think I told you this, but who created Gumby?
Who created Gumby? Oh, you told me, Gumby? And I already forgot. Al? Art? Not Garfunkel. Clokey. Art Clokey.
Yeah.
Very good. Creator of Gumby.
If you knew this, where did he live in the 60s and 70s?
West Covina, California. Or just Covina. Covina, California.
Yep.
We learned that earlier today. Yep. Is that everything?
I got one more.
This
question. This one's really bad. This is horrible, okay?
Okay.
All right. Cartoon characters, they always have, it seems like they always have red on them. There's some red for Wonder Woman, red for Batman. Anyway,
sure.
Red for Gumby. What's the PMS color?
What is PMS?
PMS, Pantone Matching System.
Okay.
Every color has a number.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Right?
Like in a gradient, like a, when you,
And so, to some art person out here, what is the most common? The typical number that's used for a cartoon character.
Red.
Which number is it?
Red number 5. Is it red number 5?
It's 185.
Red, I had a 5 right.
You got
red, 185, most common red used in production of toys.
It's kind of an orangey, bright red. 186 is a little more brick red.
Yeah.
So, 185 or 186.
Fantastic. Nick, thanks for the trivia. I learned a lot today, and hopefully the viewers and listeners did too. Cheers.
Thank you.
How did you like that fun visit to NJ Croce? Real character, that Nick Croce, and special thanks to Spencer, my buddy over at Last Name Brewing, who runs events there and set up that whole meeting. Thank you very much, buddy. Also, thanks to Nick, who gave me a giant, I want to say, 100-pound box of Bendables to give away. So if you're listening to this episode, what I want you to do to get a free Bendable is to leave an iTunes review about what you like about this show. Shoot me an email at ryanbuds@gmail.com once you leave the review, and I will send you an amazing Bendable toy/product. I've got things like Punisher, Iron Man keychains. I've got unpainted figures of Aquaman and Justice League characters. I've got the entire Simpsons family, and I'll kind of give you some choices when you email me, and you get to pick what I will send you totally free from NJ Croce. Thanks for listening to this episode. If you like the show, again, leave an iTunes review for a chance at getting a Bendable. If you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/trivia with buds. Throw a few bucks my way. Remember, for $5 or more, you can pick one topic we're guaranteed to do every single month, just like my friend Kyle Bonin did. He just did UFC trivia, and we did that this past Monday. So you have something you want to do some trivia on if you're aching or scratching for something that we have not done on the show ever or in a while, just hit me up. Donate $5 or more on Patreon, and I'll make sure I get to it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend, and we'll see you tomorrow for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.